attempt to uncover a list of assets and skills possessed by companies that succeed in the personal training industry, we sat down and had a meeting with Coach Hudgens and Sierra Hughes, one of his clients. In the meeting, we started off by asking the question, what makes an athlete choose one personal training gym over the other? Instead of focusing on the entirety of the U.S. personal training industry, we instead solely focused on the Tulsa market. Together with Coach Hudgens and Sierra Hughes, we came up with a list of 6 KSFs that we believe set companies apart within the personal training industry. Although the level of subjectivity was higher than we would have preferred, we still believe that the KSFs we developed accurately reflect the best practices within the industry.
Our first key success factor is reputation. While reputation is difficult to quantify, it's a very necessary asset for success within this industry. We decided to split reputation into 2 categories. The first is image. When a potential customer sees the PBA logo, what comes to his mind? What is the frame of reference for the given personal trainer? Does the gym give off an image of credibility and knowledgeable employees, or do people think of poor customer service and a staff that gets easily frustrated? Unfortunately, image is something that can't be created overnight. Image is a culmination of many things and is an asset that must be an active concern.
The next subcategory of reputation is brand recognition. According to Coach Hudgens and Sierra, the majority of PBA's clients hear about the company through word of mouth. As a result, Tulsa's community's ability to recognize what PBA is of vital importance. Similar to image, brand recognition is an area that requires time and effort for growth. The importance of this success factor certainly raises the barriers of entry for the industry. This being said, it is a hurdle that can be overcome with proper strategy and implementation.
The next key success factor is training expertise. This factor is multi-layered and very complex. Athletes go to personal trainers to become better at what they do. As such, gyms aren't likely to get much business without staff credibility and expertise. Our team decided to break training expertise into teaching ability, background, and sport-specific knowledge.
Teaching ability is first and was ranked most important. A trainer's athletic ability and knowledge is worth little if he cannot effectively communicate and teach the student. The ability to articulate a message that the athlete can understand and put into practice can set a gym apart. The diversity in number of employees is also a portion of teaching ability. With more trainers comes more knowledge. Power in numbers is especially relevant when it comes to personal training.
The next portion of training experience is background. Background is essentially the trainer's past experience and accomplishments. Knowing how to do something and actually doing it are 2 different things entirely. Background can be divided into a number of categories, but that main focuses are past experiences and accomplishments. An example of past experience would be playing in the NFL or competing in the Olympics. What was accomplished while performing is what comprises accomplishments. Did the trainer break any records? Did their team win national championship? And so on.
Sport-specific knowledge is the last section of training expertise. While the majority go to personal trainers for general strength and conditioning, some go with the intent of developing more specific skills. A training staff with a diversified knowledge in many sports is key for success in this category. If the athlete's goal is to increase their field goal shooting percentage, they aren't likely to attend a gym that only offers strength and conditioning. The third KSF is resources. It may seem obvious, but having the proper resources is a prerequisite for personal training. Resources are split into 4 categories. They are atmosphere, facilities, programs, and equipment.
Atmosphere is an intangible asset that can have a powerful impact. Atmosphere is that feeling you get when you walk into a gym. Atmosphere can either be a profound catalyst for success or a path that leads to disaster. If your gym's culture inspires hard work and positive energy, then you're definitely leveraging atmosphere to your advantage. If you don't have a facility to train in, then your company is in trouble. A facility is bare essential for this industry. Having access to a facility is one thing, but owning one is what sets companies apart in regards to this category. If you do own a facility, then you have the ability to rent it out, which increases the scope of income for the gym.
The next subcategory is programs offered. Programs such as team training, individual training, and sport-specific training sets companies apart in this category. Giving options is always a good thing, but has become increasingly important in regards to personal training. Equipment is the last subcategory of resources. Equipment has the quickest depreciation of any asset within personal training, and therefore must be perpetually replaced. Having slightly higher equipment than the competition can go a long way for trainers. There's a direct relationship between equipment and available workouts, so the more equipment, the better.
Moving on to price, we conclude that price structure is one of the first things that prospective clients inquire about when contacting a new gym. A high price can deter potential business, but it also has the capacity to create a sense of quality. A price structure that works well with those who can't afford high and frequent training, but also offers luxury training for those who can afford it, will result in increased market share. Our next key success factor is convenience. Convenience measures how accessible a company is. A gym can have world-class trainers, top-of-the-line reputation, and state-of-the-art resources, but if they aren't accessible, they are worth nothing. We split convenience into two factors, which are available hours and location.
Convenience and location means that your gym is in a central location that creates ease of accessibility. In regards to Tulsa, a good location would be one that is not too far from Broken Arrow residents and still has short drive for those who live on the west side of Tulsa. The next subcategory of convenience is available hours. A convenient location means nothing if hours of operation are 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. The more hours, the better for this category.
Our last key success factor is marketing. Marketing is what brings people in the door. Everything we've already talked about is what keeps them there. There's a lot that goes into marketing for any business, but for personal training, we decided to focus on connections, relationships, and online presence. Ultimately, word of mouth is the most frequently used medium for personal training gyms. As a gym grows business, they develop relationships with athletes that travel all over the country. Sierra, the athlete Coach Hudgens brought along to the meeting, said that she never would have gone to PBA had it not been for her soccer coach knowing Hudgens. We believe that the vast majority of business for the personal training industry is due to referrals, which result from relationships and connections.
Although only roughly 10% of new business is brought in from the internet, we see this as an area of marketing with high potential. A proper SEO strategy should not be underestimated. The value of your company's Google page ranking has continued to increase with time. The quality of the website is another factor we weighed. Social media, however, is an area that we concluded to have little influence in online marketing, but should not be ignored entirely.
PBA has been around for several years, and they have built a strong reputation up from those who they have worked with. Although PBA has low brand recognition, those who know personal best generally have a positive frame of reference. Coach Hudgens has created strong relationships with high school and college coaches around the city of Tulsa. For this reason, we gave them a decent score on image with a 6. Dynamic Sports Development has built a very strong reputation around the city of Tulsa for a number of reasons. This has to do with their highly trained staff and their emphasis on training serious athletes at serious levels of competition. Many of the athletes that they have trained have gone on to have professional careers, thus further enhancing the DSD image and brand. Perfect Practice is a relatively new company, having started in 2005, but they have received overall positive feedback from those who have worked with them in the past. But due to them having started their establishment later than most of their competitors, their image was rated average due to their smaller customer base. Ultimate Performance Complex, which started in 2000, has built a very strong reputation around the city of Tulsa due to their facilities and their staff. This establishment has been featured in the Urban Tulsa publication and often hosts state and citywide MMA fights in their complex. Furthermore, they rent their cage and court facilities and host multiple sports leagues. Moving on to brand recognition, we gave Personal Best a generally low score due to the fact that they are poorly recognizable in comparison to their competitors and the fact that they have a low number of present clients that he is training. Dynamic Sports Development scored higher in brand recognition because of the factors that led to them having a positive image, which we mentioned previously. Perfect Practice received a low score mainly because of the fact that they are a new entrant to the market. They have above average interactions with their clients, and their clientele is still growing and in the formation stages. Due to the reasons mentioned earlier, Ultimate Complex received a generally higher score than its competitors. Additionally, much of their staff have a background in professional sports. This complex has high traffic and impressive staff and offers a quality product, leading to a positive brand recognition.